Yes, I welcome you, 11th standard students, all our new students, for this first lesson of this online class. We will be getting this in your WhatsApp. So, this lesson is the portrait of a lady written by Khushwant Singh. So, this portrait means the photo or the character of a person. It's been given here. So, we are going to see about Khushwant Singh, the writer of this lesson, and he is the person. He talks about the things which happened in his life. And he talks about the portrait of a lady. Here the lady is his own grandmother. He talks about his grandmother, how he was enjoying his self when he was young till he completed his studies. So he gives an interesting thing for us, how he led a peaceful and loving life with their grandmother. So we are going to see about the author. Khushwant Singh is an Indian novelist and a lawyer. He is a lawyer and he writes many novels, short stories. He studied at St. Stephen's College, Delhi, and King's College in London. So he went for his higher studies to London. He joined the Indian Foreign Service, IFS we call it, in the year 1947. As a writer, he is best known for his keen secularism. So he wants to talk about his things which happened in his life and love for poetry. He served as an editor in several literary and news magazines. So he was also working as an editor in a news magazines and newspaper. Khushwant Singh was awarded with Padma Bhushan in 1974. These are the highly awards which is being given to the person. So Khushwant Singh was awarded with Padma Bhushan in 1974 and Padma Vibhushan by the government of India and Satya Akademi Fellowship by Satya Akademi of India. So he has got many awards and he is a very good writer also. So here we talk about him, how he makes people to understand the lesson. So the mark of Vishnu is one of his famous lesson, how the superstitious belief about people, and history of Sikhs, the train to Pakistan, success mantra. We Indians and did at the footsteps of some of their brilliant works. So he has written so many books, and now he is also written this lesson, the portrait of the lady, where he talks about his grandmother. So now we are going to go into the lesson. You have to read this lesson once and you have to come down. So there are two types of families. Nowadays we are all got a nuclear family with our parents, father and mother, and only within our family. But in olden days the people were living in joint family with the grandfather, mother, uncle, aunt. So all these people were living together in a house where will be like a happiness will be overflowing there. So the grandmother, although she was very strict with their parents, but they were so loving and cared towards the grandchildren. So we were very much happy to say that we lived with our grandparents who took us care. They used to take care of us. They used to tell stories and other things. So here we are going to see about this lady, that is the grandmother. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. So she was very old. She has been old and wrinkled for 20 years. When I was seeing from my young years, her face was wrinkled. So that I know her. From the age when I know her, it was having some wrinkleness. People said that she had once been young and pretty. So some of the people, those who have seen her young, used to tell that she was very pretty, very beautiful when she was young, and even had a husband. But that was hard to believe. I cannot believe that she was married. My grandfather, because I saw the photograph of the grandfather in our drawing room, was hung there in the mantelpiece. Mantelpiece means a photograph in the drawing room. He wore a big turban, so he belongs to the Sikhs. So they usually wear a turban and loose fitting clothes. The clothes were the jibba type, so they were wearing that. His long white beard, and he was having a long beard which has been covered the part. Most of the parts have been covered with the beard. So, and he looked at least 100 years old. He was looking very, very old when compared to our grandmother. She looks, although she is old, she looks very pretty and beautiful. But my grandfather, which is there in the photographs, we saw that he was very, very old. He did not look at a sort of a person who would have a wife or children. So the picture shows that he was so that we would not believe that he had a wife and a children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. So he would have got lots of grandchildren because he looks very, very old in that photograph. So as for my grandmother, being young and pretty, but today also when I see her, she is very young and pretty. The thoughts was almost revolting. She often told us the games and she used to play in her child. So the old people, they talk about the things what all happened in their life. Yeah, so she was telling Khushwant Singh about the games which she used to play in the young age. இல்லையா இப்போ பாட்டிங்கம்மாங்கெல்லாம் they used to say நல்ல பல்லாங்குழி விளையாடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, கல் போட்டு விளையாடுவாங்க. So there are certain games like that seems quite absurd and undergraduate for her, and we treated it like a fables. So we were, while she was telling these games and other things to us, we heard as if as fables, like stories, kada mari we were hearing to us. The prophet she used to tell us. She had always been short. So in this paragraph he gives the image of her grandmother. She is a short lady and fat and slightly bent. So she was, due to his old age, she was a bent. Her face was crisscross and wrinkled. So her face was all wrinkled, surkama irukudha, running from everywhere to everywhere. No, we were certain she had always been as we had known her. So from the beginning I have seen her face, it is like the same way, it is not changed. So old, so terribly old that she could not give a grown older. So on the age I am seeing her, she is the same like that. So it did not seem that she was very, and had stayed at the same age of 20 years. I am seeing her for 20 years, she looks as the same way. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. So pretty, she was beautiful. She hobbled means while walking she was pressing her legs and she was hopping about the house in spotless. Her dress was a spotless white with one hand resting. Always he was having a hand in his wrist and she was bending like that to walk. And she was having beads, telling the beads of rosary, the prayers. Usually while telling the prayers, the Muslims, Catholics and other people, they will be having a rosary to count the prayers. So here also she was having beads, and here she was telling a rosary. Rosary means prayer. Her silver look was scattered untidily and over her pale unbleached face. So the hair of her lady, our grandmother, it was very loose, and her lips constantly moved. So she was telling something. She was always uttering prayers. Prayers. She was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountain. So she looks all white. So he compares his grandmother with the winterscapes. We don't have that type of climate, but when you go to foreign countries, winter will be fully covered with ice. An expanse of white, pure white, sensitive breathing, peace and contentment. So she was pure white and she was a peaceful lady. Her face was looking very peaceful and contentment. She was so content that she had everything for her. My grandmother and I was good friends. So when I was with my grandmother, she was a very good friend. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city. So we were living in the village. So my father got a work in a city. So what he did, he left me with my grandmother in the village. My parents left and we were constantly together. She used to wake me up. So the morning, the work of my grandmother is to wake me up and get me ready for the school. So she used to make me to get ready. She said her morning prayers in a monotonous single song. So singing song, she used to tell the prayer. Monotonous means repeatedly telling the same words. And she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen to get to know it by heart. So she used to bathe me up, wash me up, and she would put my dress. I listened because I loved her voice, but never bothered to learn it. So I did not have that habit to learn what the prayers is being told by my grandmother. So then she would fetch my wooden slate. So in olden days we wrote in the slates with our chalk pieces, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk. A tiny earthen ink pot and red pen. Tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. So what she used to do before going to my school, she will clean my slate and put an earthen made of mud, earthen pot and a pen. After the breakfast of a thick serrant chapati. So breakfast எனக்கு என்ன கொடுப்பாங்க? A good chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it. So my daily breakfast was chapati, which has been covered with a little bit of butter and sugar spread on it. We went to school. She carried several slate chapatis. So while we are going to school, she used to accompany with me. என் கூட வருவாங்க அவங்க. So she used to take some chapatis with her for the village dogs. So while she was moving in the road, she used to throw the chapatis to the dogs. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The school and the temple was nearby, so she used to come with me and she used to leave me in the school and she will be going to the temple. The priest taught up the alphabets of the morning prayer. While the child sat in a row, so now he explains the classroom in the village. Children sit in the row on either side of the veranda singing the alphabets of the prayer and in the chorus, morning prayer. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. When we had both finished, so after my studies and after the prayers of my grandmother, when we have both finished, we would walk back together. So come back to our home together. This time the village dogs would meet us at the dogs there in the temple will be readily waiting for my grandmother because daily she gives the dogs some chapatis. So they followed us to our home. So while returning back, the dogs also, they followed us, rolling and fighting with each other. So while they were coming with us in the road, they were used to fight the dogs. Others from the chapati we threw to them. When the parents, so the next thing now is going to the next stage. When my parents were comfortably settled in city, so my father got a very good job there in the city, so he went and settled there. They sent for us, so they asked us to come to the city and they wanted us to stay with our parents. So that was the turning point in our friendship. So here we were the two people there in this village, my grandmother and myself. So Khushwant Singh says that we were together and friendly, and I was receiving the love. So now the turning point has come. We have to leave the village and go to the city to live with my parents. So although we shared the same room, my grandmother was no longer came to school with me. So when I came to the city, so I have to go alone. So my grandmother did not come, and we stayed, although we stayed in a room together. I used to go to the English school in a motor bus. So what happened? My father arranged a motor bus for me to go to the school, from house to school. There were no dogs in the street, but here in the cities, he did not have an experience of having the dogs or throwing the chapatis and other things. And she took care feeding sparrows. So what happened in the cities, she threw some things for the sparrows in the country yards, in our courtyard, in our city house. So there was a courtyard, there's an opening place in our house near the city. So we used to feed the sparrows. As the years rolled by, we saw less of each other. So when I was also growing up and she was also getting very old, so we had a little bit of separation. But sometimes she continued to wake me and get me ready to school. When I came back, she would ask me what the teacher had thought. So what happened? She left that when we were in the village, she used to take me to the school. But now in the city, what happened? So when I returned from the school, she used to ask me what was being taught there. I would tell her the English words and little things of the Western science and learned. The law of gravity. So all this, the arithmetic principle of the world being down. So all the things what all I learned in the classroom in the city, I used to tell her. This made her unhappy. So there in the village she was learning about the spiritual and other things. But here when you come to the city, what happened? The life has been entirely changed. So she was talking, Khushwant Singh was talking about the scientific and other things. She was unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things that they taught at the English school, and was distressed that there was no teaching about God. So God teaching was not there. Yeah, devotional teaching was not there. While we study in the schools, why we go there is we used to have our morning prayers where we used to hear about the word of God. But here in the city where he was going, he missed it. So one day I announced that we were being given music lessons. She said nothing but silence. So I told her that I am going to learn some music. So she was quiet. So she was disapproved. She rarely talked to me after that. So after that, what happened? She made only a rare talks with me. So when I went up to the university, I was given a room. So now I have been grown up into a man. So young man. So what happened? I was given my own room. The common link of friendship was snapped. So it was a cut between a grandmother that our friendship. My grandmother accepted their seclusion. She understood that. So now I am grown up and I have to learn well, and I have to go to a job and earn money. So what happened? They left me like that. She rarely left her spinning wheels to talk to anyone. So after that, what happened? She reduced her talking with others. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by the wheel spinning and repeating the prayer. So when she came to the city also, she was having a wheel spinning and she used to tell the prayer. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while. So afternoon she used to take rest and feeding the sparrow. While she sat in the veranda breaking the bread into small bits, hundreds of little birds collected round her so when I decided to go abroad, now I have completed a study and I am going to London for my higher studies. When I decided to go abroad for further study, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I thought when I tell this news that I am going to the foreign countries to study, she would be upset. I would be away for 5 years. So 5 years I have to go there to a foreign country and I have to stay there and I have to finish my studies. So I thought that she would get upset. But what happened? She was not even sentimental. She did not show her sentimental. So she was eager and she was ready to send me. She came to leave me at the railway station. So she came with me while I was going to the for higher studies to the foreign countries, but did not show or talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved in prayer. So she was repeating the prayer when she came to me to give a send off. Her mind was lost in prayer. Her fingers were busy telling the beads with the rosary. Silently she kissed my forehead. She came near me with love and affection. She kissed me in my forehead. And when I left, I shared the moist. So I was able to feel the wetness of the kiss which is being given by my grandmother. Imprint. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back to home. So after completing my studies, I returned back to my hometown and met by her station. So she was waiting there for me in the railway station for my arrival. She did not look a day older. The same way how I saw her after 5 years also she was like the same. She still had no time of words, but she did not talk with me. So and while she clasped me in her arms, so she clasped me, she holded me in his arm. I could hear her repeating her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were the sparrow whom she used to feed. In the evening, a change came over her. She did not pray. So one evening, while she was there in the house, we did not hear the praying. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum. So what happened? Suddenly, we had a drum being played outside our house. We have got and we had, so for several hours she trembled and sang skin and drums. So the sound. So now she is no more. We had to pursue her to stop the avoid overstraining. The first time since I had known her that she did not pray. From the early age I see her, she was uttering prayer. So this time, the next morning she was taken ill. So she became ill the next day. It was a mild fever. So she was put down in her prayer. So what happened? So she was mild fever and the doctor told that it would go. But my grandmother thought differently. So the doctor gave some medicine and told her that the fever will go away. But my grandmother thought, she told us that her end was near. So I am going to die. So she said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had some omitted the prayer. So at the last stage only she stopped the prayer. She was not looking to waste any of the time talking to us. We protested, but she ignored our protest. So she lay peacefully in his bed praying and telling her beads in her hand. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving. So we saw that she stopped the prayer and peacefully flowers spread on her face. We knew that she is dead. So she was very old and that day she passed away. We lifted her off the bed and as is our customary. So according to our customs, we laid her on the ground and covered her with a red shoulder cloth which is to cover the dead body. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. So she used to be taken for the funeral. So the arrangement. In the evening, we went to her room with the clothes scratch to take her to be cremated. So the time came and we took our grandmother to cremate. The sun was setting and it lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden lights. So it was in the evening time. We stopped halfway in the courtyard. All over the veranda in our bedroom, right there, she was lying dead and stiff. So there was no crippling. So the birds, usually they used to come. We felt sorry for the birds and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke into, so my mother what she did, as the grandmother used to do. She put the bread to that birds. The sparrow took no notice, so they did not eat. So they were also there. When we carried my grandmother's corpse means the dead body of, they flew away quietly. Next morning the sweeper swept the bread, so they did not eat. So the birds also, they were also very sorry. So this lesson talks about how the grandmother, how he missed it. So the whole day, long days he was with her spending her days, but now she is dead and she is no more. So she left us. So this story, the portrait, all the characteristics of a grandma, of his grandmother is being given here in this lesson. So surely I know that you would have enjoyed this lesson. Thank you students for being with me in this lesson. Thank you.